Episode number 1 from Staking Summit Dubai. And my first guest on the show is Harsh, the co-founder of Pushchain. How are you doing, sir?
GM, going awesome. Love the numero uno episode with me. Yeah.
Fantastic. So this format is very straightforward, as mentioned in the intro already. This format is really 20 minutes fireside chats about spicy topics. So my question for you, Harsh, is how many chains do we really need, and why does a multi-chain user experience still sucks after all of these years?
Cool. I think we need infinite chains. At this point, that's pretty much established. Uh, so jokes aside, how many chains do we need? Well, it really ties up to what are the chains offering, right? Now they're purpose built chains. And that's basically when the system matures. You will have chains that are very good in DeFi, very good in NFT, very good in storing values, and this will keep on going. As long as whether it's going to be one chain or infinite chains, I think the answer would be in between. And then coming back to the multi-chain experience, that is where we need to really focus on now. So it's not about just you being a Ethereum user or a Bitcoin user or a Solana user. Even if you are either of them or all of them, you should be able to accept apps from any other chain. And this is what Pushchain or the universal blockchain is all about, essentially giving users and developers the tool that they can deploy a single smart contract, and the user, no matter what chain they are on or what wallet they are on, they are able to access the apps out. Once you have that, you now have achieved internet, and that's what we are looking for.
Amazing. Yeah, totally makes sense. But yeah, maybe let's get back to the question we mentioned between infinite and a few. So, say the year's 2030, how many relevant chains do we have?
That's an awesome question, and that's a very forward-looking question, Jury. Uh, I think we'll at least have 20 to 30 really purpose-built chains out that are tackling a lot of things. So I think there will be some chains which will be even KYC compliant. Then, of course, DeFi. DeFi is here to stay. Like, DeFi is the most best project market fit. So you'll be having chains that can do DeFi. And then you'll have chains that essentially move the liquidity to other chains. For example, you have stable APIs or some of the best APIs on Ethereum, then on Base, then on Solana, right? And Bitcoin users, they also need that, right? So you will have chains that will essentially specialize in interoperability as well or universal as well. But yeah, the answer is at least 20 to 30 chains is something that I can see right now. But having said that, there's AI, there's so many trends that are emerging that we never know like how many blockchains would be there.
Amazing. Maybe to paint a better picture here. So you're working in the abstraction space, meaning that you basically try to remove all of the complexity that a user would encounter when interacting with the blockchain on a speaking like on a high level. And I remember having you on the show in 2020. So this was 5 years ago already. And it's also amazing to see how time flies. But yeah, back then we envisioned that everyone would come to the blockchain at some point and we would basically onboard the next billion of users. This was like basically the motto of 2021 and we're all gonna make it. And it feels like that the space had like kind of a hangover after 2022, like after this huge party. And now the question is, for who are we really building all of this? So my next question for you is, what is the typical average blockchain user in 2030? Will we need to get away from our initial vision of building blockchain for the masses? Or will it be more kind of a playground for institutions to also access the on-chain financial world? Or is there like still some space that an average Joe will use the blockchain without recognizing that he's using the blockchain?
Cool. Again, this a really, really relevant question over here. So 2021, yeah, we wanted to bring a billion user and think about it like how Amazon was born, right? we kind of knew that Amazon will take over the world in like 2003, but then they had to pivot and pivot again till they find a product market fit for the users that they want to cater to, and then they move to the next billion user. So I think the next billion user is still a dream that we want to achieve, but we kind of built on innovations, or we tried few different innovations, some of which stuck around and some of which we know that they need fine tuning. So this cycle is probably just working on getting that right market fit for the blockchain users, the ones that know how to use DeFi, the ones that know how to use governance and so on. And then you will have the next wave wherein when you have perfected the solution, the next wave will come and they will not know what the blockchain is. And that is where abstraction ties in. You don't have to abstract just for the user. You have to abstract for the user as well as the developer. What does that mean? It basically means that you don't care if the user is coming via social login or the user is coming from Ethereum or Solana or Aptos or any other chain. You just need to make sure that they are able to access the apps that they want. And on the developer side, you need to have this coherent structure where the developer is not worried about infrastructure, where the developer is not worried that it will take them 20 days to basically build their app out for other chains. Instead, they should just focus on writing a single smart contract, and or you should abstract that experience out. So on the developer side, if you do that, you basically bring countless apps that are purpose built to be interoperable, to be universal, and that are there for the users to come and basically explore. So you kind of fulfill the demand on both the sides. That's what abstraction should do, and that's what we are trying to do. On the 2030 side, 2030, I still see us surpassing a billion users and so on. If you think about it, like adoption is happening, but right now adoption is getting abstracted to an institutional level, right? When you are buying something on Robinhood and you are able to get Bitcoin and Ethereum, or even when you are doing a ETF and you are able to get Bitcoin or Ethereum, no matter in paper version right now, you have staking that will come up as well. You are essentially opening the technology out and getting those users in, but they don't realize it, and that is what we are building forward to. The first step is, of course, to make sure that the users that we have already, they have the best experience, they have the best apps, and then open it forward.
You mentioned something very interesting in the beginning. You talked about DeFi being the best product market fit for crypto. There are a lot of people saying that the only useful product that blockchain has brought out so far is Bitcoin and stablecoins. So, what are some other products that you foresee in the future being relevant for the blockchain industry, besides DeFi and besides stablecoins and primarily besides speculation?
Awesome. I think AI is quite good. And of course, AI is the trend line setter right now. But yeah, the way I see is like AI is built on user data or training data, right? And that training data is public, but 95% of the training data is private. If we are able to tokenize that private data, that will basically result in a better world, in a better AI agent, and that will result in the users providing that data, they basically earning from it. That is something I think a lot of people should work on. Like AI agents are cool, but how do you do that training data, or how do you do different training models? That's going to be very cool, and that's something that Web3 can also build on.
Amazing. And for you guys, for Pushchain, so I know you guys, since you built on top of the Ethereum mainnet, which is also something crazy to think of, saying I built on top of the Ethereum mainnet. Nobody is really doing that anymore, right? So, yeah, what's next for you guys, and how can people keep up with you?
Sure, sure. So EPNS or Ethereum Push Notification Service, which was 2020, that was meant to solve notifications for Ethereum because protocol needed that. If you have a ENS wallet, if you are interacting with the ENS protocol, you are interacting with the wallet and you need notification. Then Push came, that was communication for Web3, and we solved that problem. Push chain is basically solving or basically creating a purpose-built L1 for universal apps or solving the issue of defragmentation. That's what we are focused on, and it is kind of like a evolution cycle that we went through. From 2020, we realized, okay, notification for everyone should be there, and that's why push. And then when we build that notification and communication sector out, we kind of realized that what we are doing is essentially enabling interoperability for the users and developers in the most seamless way. And if we are able to generalize that, then of course we have this blockchain that is supporting all the other blockchains, like kind of like a layer zero blockchain in a way. And that's what we are doing right now. We are very excited about it. The testnet is 1 to 2 weeks away. DevNet is already here. So for the user, everything is abstracted away and the user can just go and try it out. So if you want to go and try it out, the best way is go to push.org, and then from there, whatever the thing that you want to, you can do that. Scroll all the way down, you will have our Twitter push chain. Follow us or interact with us, whatever you want to do.
Really enjoyed the conversations with you as always. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on. All the best for the near future, and see you around here at Staking Summit 4.
Thanks, Ravi. See you around 2029. We'll discuss the next problem.
Yeah, 2029. I hope that by then we fixed some of the pressing
Existing problem. Yes.
Yeah, maybe Ethereum has found BMF by then, inshallah.
Yeah, maybe sooner. I would love sooner. But yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. See you on the next one.